100 hours personally.
I call it 24. Sometimes I call it center top.
Center top? Is that your football background from Peru?
Yep. I mean, yeah, 12 just, makes a little bit too much sense for me.
Sure.
So
we got Suppy up there.
Suppy up there.
Suppy
from
up there.
Evil Geniuses.
From Evil Geniuses. The
Playing
bottom
from
position.
the EG lair.
Is he really at the EG lair right
Yeah,
now?
of course he's at the EG lair.
Wow.
He might actually be one of the only players at the EG lair.
These are some of the first wins being broadcasted from the EG lair in quite a while for... In the, would you call this the fullback position?
Yeah.
Or the goalie?
Middle bottom.
Middle bottom.
Yep.
Okay. Nony.
The
Tyrant Slayer.
At the 6 o'clock.
Maybe out of gas after taking out Jaedong and Flash successively, you think?
Did he take out Flash? I don't think he took out Flash.
Yeah, he knocked him out of Code A.
Oh, right. But that was...
The ripple effect.
The ripple effect from beating Jaedong.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean... Legend.
The legend. The
Legend's
man,
assassin.
the legend, the bathrobe.
Is he gonna... What is he gonna do this game? I mean,
I think he's gonna do the same thing.
It looked like Suppy was like, okay, you like Zealots? You know what? You know what counters Zealots?
What?
Muta.
Oh.
And he made Muta.
Good point.
So
Good point. I would expect Nony to do the same thing he did last game. Because that's what Nony likes to do.
Yeah, but would you really expect him to do the same thing he did last game?
I
You
would,
think
yeah.
he's not gonna adjust anything?
Nope, I think he's going to do the exact same thing.
I mean, Nony is a professional player. He is the Tyrant Slayer. I very much anticipate that he will probably end up switching it up a little bit. He has to adapt.
I think that the kind of activity you're suggesting is the activity of maybe successful kings who would war in the Middle Ages when they would adopt their strategy to the enemy. But I think what Nony would say, Nony would look you in the eyes and he would say, why be a king when I could be a god? And I think Nony, like most gods, will not change his behavior, but will remain steadfast in his Mothership Core harass style.
Yeah, but when you think about it a little bit more deeply, gods do, in time, change their behavior all the time.
Well, that depends if you're Jewish or Christian. Now, Christian people with the New Testament might say that gods change their behavior. But other people, shout out to, I have a guy, Punelayer, who watches my stream.
Mm-hmm.
He's Jewish. And he would tell you that gods do not change.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
So, are you being a little bit anti-Semitic maybe, and insinuating that he's wrong?
No, absolutely not. I mean, if he believes gods don't change, then that's probably right. And to argue otherwise would be to offend many people watching, which is the last thing that we would want to do.
I would agree, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead. So you agree then that Nony's probably going to do the exact same thing he did last game?
Well, that's tough to say. Are you talking to me as, like from a Christian perspective or from a Jewish perspective?
I'm not actually sure anymore.
I'm going to go with yes. He's going to switch it up.
Okay, I'm going to go with no. Well, let's see what happens here, okay? Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna maintain faith in the Nony, okay? And I think that he's going to I think he's gonna do exactly what he's done before.
Is he gonna win then?
Is he gonna win? Well, I mean, Suppy knocked that shit out of the park last game.
He did.
So why would he lose to it? If Nony does the same thing, what's the Latin phrase, Rob? It's like ceteris est
Carpe
fluid.
diem. It has
No,
to be
no. There's the thing that all else is equal. It's like
production might know.
It's like ceteris est something.
Yeah, that's it.
In Latin, I don't remember. Anyway, all else equal, I think Suppy's going to take this one. Suppy showed some dominating play last game.
Is Suppy as good as Jaedong? That's the question that comes to mind right now when trying to
I think he's different than Jaedong, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's different than Jaedong. And that gives him the edge that he needs, right?
All right. We see Nony with the same opener so far.
Yeah, I mean...
his work gate is done. 3 gateways out. Is he going to move out? Is he going to warp in?
Yeah, it's really interesting to see him move out.
Let's see the production tab. Is he going to warp in 2 sentries?
It's interesting because this is the exact same comp. This is the exact same composition that he moved out with last game.
No, he had one
That kind of looks like 5 sentries.
Oh, it is.
That kind of looks like 5 sentries.
No, 4 sentries. I'm telling you. Wait. He's adapting. That 4th gas is slightly faster too.
Oh.
And that extra sentry not being made
I'm sure it's somewhere on the map.
It's not.
Oh.
4 sentries out of
Only 4 sentries.
Only
this time.
4 sentries.
And the forge going
He
down.
didn't make the one that died last game.
There you go. That's Nony's key. All of the units that died last game, Nony just won't build them this game.
Yep.
Now, who would ever think?
Oh no, this looks exactly like last game.
But
Is he
the
gonna-
perfect force fields, not a
Not
single
losing
sentry
anything!
died.
Not a single
Oh my
sentry
god!
died.
Kills a Ling. Look at the blood here.
Kills a Ling.
Look at the blood.
A much better trade. Than
Much
last
better
game for
trade.
Nony.
No units
The
lost.
Robo going
Now
up.
let's take a look at the units lost tab.
0. Perfect
3.
game by Nony.
Perfect play by Nony.
We could say perfect game by Nony so far.
Now, if this was Neeb, I would just GG right here. However, why did Suppy back off? Oh, we have the sentries coming up. He lures him into an unfavorable position. Perfect force fields.
That was
not
actually
a single
brilliant
sentry
force
dies.
fields.
0
Oh my
units lost
God!
for Nony. Holy shit!
This is a flawless
Is this
game
gonna be-
by Nony so far.
Is this going to be a perfect
Let's
game?
look at the production tab.
Let's look at the
It might
production
very well
tab.
be he is God.
He is God. And gods do not make mistakes.
They do not.
They do not make mistakes. Look at this. Moving across the map, Mothership Core, enough energy for another recall.
Same exact transition as last game, only this game he hasn't lost a unit.
Yes, because he didn't make
Not
the
a
units
unit.
that were going to die.
That's exactly
Ingenious.
it.
I don't think I've ever heard that kind of strategy from a StarCraft player in my entire
He
life.
was like, yeah, he basically said, you're both right and you're both wrong. He
Because-
was basically listening to the cast.
and
through
Nony
his
can
mind.
do that. Nony
Nony
can do
can
that.
do
He's
that.
the kind of player that can do that.
Yeah, he was like, you know what? I am gonna make
More
the same exact
flawless
thing.
force
He
fields.
is gonna make the same exact thing, and guess what? I'm gonna win. No! Oh no! A sentry went down. 2 sentries went out.
But
3
it's
units.
okay. We got the hatchery and the recall, and he's
the
out.
recall. Wow. Brilliant play. What do you do
Necessary
from here?
losses.
As Suppy. If
Necessary
Suppy,
losses.
You're Suppy.
What do you
Put
do at this point?
What do you do?
You send your units out, and you say, Lings, kill 1 sentry. And your Lings go, that sentry is not here. What do they do? What could possibly go through your head in this instant? In this instance, Noony's setting up his third, the perfect third to take. He can move over to the space, harass it, recall back, without a problem.
Brilliant play. Is there a Spire on the way?
You know what? I'm looking at the production tab, and I don't see one.
Yeah. So, I mean...
I'm looking at the main base. I don't see one. I do see a Hydra Den.
Yeah. So, Suppy's thinking, alright, well, you know what? This time, I had to make more units. It's scary. I had to make different units. Nony's still like, you know what? I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm going for Blink. I got the Robo, the 1 Immortal, same as last game.
We got lots of sentries here. Lots of force field. I don't know. Roach Hydra. I'm not sure how I feel if Suppy can hold this area. I don't think the question is can Suppy hold it. I think the question is Nony gonna let him take that third? Because right now it's Noony's decision.
Yeah,
Looks
and
like
Nony
Nony
does
is
have
feeling-
energy. He has energy for the recall. I don't think he's gonna pull back here, Steve, and I think he's gonna apply the pressure.
Oh,
Briefly here.
maybe Noony's feeling feeling kind today, benevolent.
I mean,
Maybe he's going to allow Suppy to come out and make the mistake.
all right.
He's inviting Suppy.
But that would then establish a flawed pattern because gods don't change according to you, and that's why his last game he was the one making the mistakes.
Oh, what? Force field's going down. Uh-oh, this army.
Fantastic force fields.
Cut off.
Only 1 force field overlapping.
All of that group on the right, not able to do very much.
Not
Noony
able to do
moves up.
anything.
More force fields going down. The Nexus cannon goes down. The units chase. Blink not quite done yet, so those stalkers cannot chase, but they are indeed faster than Hydra's off creep, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yes,
so
they
they
are.
can change.
And
they
they
can chase. And yeah, Nony just he's like I got a solid lead here. I'm just gonna sit on it.
Nony with the
Artosis
army,
or day 9.
the army, supply, and harvester advantage.
Yeah, and this is why they call him the River Protoss.
Because he flows like a river.
He flows like a river. They call him the Tyrant Slayer because he beat Jadon. That makes a little bit too much sense for me. So we're gonna go with the River Protoss. That's what I like to call him.
Strong like a rock, too.
Let's call him the Rock Protoss. That's what I like to call him.
Or, I've heard it being described as the stone Protoss.
The Stone Protoss.
Because he look at that solid
Because
stone wall of
That is
force
a
fields.
solid stone
The
wall. of force fields.
impenetrable. He's just those Zerg units are being absolutely baked inside of these force
Absolutely.
fields.
A great concave here from Suppy. Is it gonna matter? I don't think so. I think an aggressive blink is in place here.
Oh, I don't know. That's a
Pulling
lot of
Jones.
Hydras up there. Oh, Nony is backing up. If Nony
He
does blink
shouldn't.
forward,
No,
though.
blink forward.
Is he going to blink forward? I don't know.
I
That
think
would
he's going to
be,
blink forward.
I don't know.
I think-
Oh, he did it!
blink
Go!
forward! He did it! I called it!
But was it? Oh, Suppy! GG's
And that
out.
was enough.
He just needed to show. Nony just needed to assert himself there. Take him out.
Yeah.
Blink forward. Get the fuck out of my game, kid. I think that's what Nony. I think he actually had it typed, but when he hit enter because the game had already ended.
It
you
had
know?
already ended, so that was unfortunate for him.
And
But
unfortunate.
tying up the series in impressive fashion,
1-1.
all jokes aside, what a great game.
Pretty great game.
What a game.
What a game.
Great
Flawless
game from
opener
Nony.
by
Flawless.
Nony.
Absolutely,
Absolutely
flawless. He
flawless.
did not lose a
A
unit.
single unit. He just didn't make the ones that died. Perfect.
Great. So,
The final game. Wow.
who do you think is going to take it now?
Well,
It seems you were wrong in your prediction before.
I thought I predicted Nony doing the same thing.
And lose.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, if you want to watch the VOD,
You can tell us what Destiny said.
yep, GameOn.gg.
GameOn.gg. You
Just
can
click
click
on
the
the
button.
VOD. Yep.
VODs will
up
load right there. All of
before-
them are up every night.
Before the next cast, you can watch this cast again.
Definitely. And then you can follow Steven_Bonnell and tweet at me who you think
Yeah.
was the writer person.
Or you can follow me at Root
Probably
Cats.
not. Anyway, we're jumping into the next game here. Right into the next game. Need to... Oh. Unfortunately, Rob from production made the incorrect map. Oh, we're sorry, guys. We know this downtime is unacceptable, but, I mean, what can you do? What can you do?
Me, nothing. Rob from production on the other side.
Rob from production, on the other hand. Oh, there's the invite. Who do you think is going to take this one? Daedalus? Daedalus? Daedalus Point.
Well, I think the map speaks for itself, and only a god could win as a Protoss player on this map. Unfortunately for Suppy, he is going up against the
Unfortunately,
map.
he is.
So I'd say anything goes. I'd give a slight edge to Suppy. This map is really Cirque favored. I'm actually very surprised that Nony chose this map. Taking a natural as a Protoss player
Well, I
is-
think he had to choose this map.
Why?
Vetoes? This is the only map left, right?
No, I mean,
Why didn't he
the
veto
latter
this
map.
map?
Will, yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll give my comments on the map as soon as it starts so I can see what this actual map is, but I probably agree with what you're saying.
Probably.
Daedalus Point. This isn't the one that Hunk chose, is it?
It is the one that Hug chose.
Oh. Uh-oh. What do you think is going to happen?
It's tough to say. We are in the next map. This is Daedalus Point.
I was enjoying the silence.
Me too.
Maybe they just wanted to watch some StarCraft.
That's true. That's true.
Do we have the music on right now, Rob?
Crashed.
Music crashed?
StarCraft.
Oh, our observer crashed actually.
Oh my goodness. So,
So,
what does that mean? We have to...
Yeah, tell the players we have to remake the game.
I don't think I can.
Well, that's going to be an issue. No, just leave the game. Is there anyone else in there?
I don't know. How do you see?
They'll leave. They're smart people.
Are you sure?
I sure
I
hope
left. Did your game really crash, Rob, or were you just making that up?
so. Say remake.
Okay. Come on, Rob.
Hold on a second, guys.
Yeah, guys, just chill out. We're dealing with forces beyond our comprehension here. So these guys are smart guys, right?
I think they're
Oh.
smart. Oh, Nony being the first one to leave.
Obviously.
Actually. We saw it.
I'm surprised that Nony was even in the game at all. Like, why didn't he just message us? I'm almost surprised not to see a message. Just go, you know what, guys? I'll wait until you make it the second time. He probably wouldn't want to do that because it would upset us, you think? Be a little bit off-putting.
Mhm.
So do you think Nooney's going to go the route of Huck here and just die? Or do you think he has something special planned for this map?
I mean, it's hard to say. This map is so difficult to play. We've seen weird stuff, weird balls go off on this map, but it doesn't seem like a reliable way to win on it. And on the other hand, just things like a 14 gas 14 pool on the Cirque side of things can be so very powerful. It's so hard to take a Nexus on this map as a Protoss player. It's a wide open natural.
Wide open natural. And let's talk about that. For some of the beginning players out there, and for the 90% of the audience that doesn't play, let's talk about why that might be a difficult natural to take. Typically, when you think of Protosses making natural expansions, typically what you're thinking of is a natural that has a nice little ramp leading up to it. Not a little one, but like one that's big enough that you can cover it with some buildings, maybe 2 force fields, and then be done with it. And that's it.
Yeah.
This map, however, if we take a look at the natural, which you can't see right now, but let's pretend you can see. We can look at the little screen here. Are we up right now, or can they see the loading screen?
We are up right now.
We are. Okay, well,
So
if
you'll
the ramp is
you'll see it in a
harmonious,
second. How about you see it right now?
how about you see it right
It's
now?
about
Because
to
it's
pop
pretty
out
much
of the screen
loaded.
right now, yeah.
There we go. Yo,